What's up, guys? It's Ninetailed Saiyan here, and the first Broly premiere has finally happened. Spoilers are out, and everyone's been talking about it. And so I wanted to give my personal opinion on this movie, which I obviously have not seen yet. But from what I'm hearing around the fandom, this thing seems pretty legit in terms of its actual story. And somehow, even if I can find a way to stream this online, this is something you just gotta see in theaters. I mean, I just can't imagine how some of these things are gonna look up on the big screen. But, so yeah, get tickets for this thing in America as soon as they come out, because I just have a feeling this thing is going to blow up. But, so what I want to talk about is what this movie really means for the future of Dragon Ball. And not in the sense of whether or not Super is going to come back, because I'd say at this point, there's a very good, almost certain chance that it's going to come back. But I'm referring to what legacy this movie will cement once it's all said and done. And so just a heads up, from here on out, it's pretty much all spoilers, so yeah, do what you want with that information. But anyways, let's try to piece together some of the scenes from what we've seen in the trailers, along with some of what we basically know from any full movie synopsis you've seen anywhere else. So this movie really goes beyond the idea of Paragus just molding Broly into this killing machine like we may have originally thought. Apparently this version of Broly really has his own story that has shaped him into the person we're going to see in this film. So if I had to guess, I'd say that when Goku uses instant transmission to confront Broly at the end of the movie, I'd assume that Broly really has no recollection of what happened once Frieza killed his father. And the idea being, as Chele stated, Broly isn't fighting because he wants to fight. And as Goku would say just before that, you really don't seem like that bad a guy. And as Goku uses instant transmission at the end of the movie, all he really tells Broly is, I'd like to fight you again, you're really strong, and you may even possibly be stronger than Beerus. And, I mean, most of that is pretty typical of Goku, but I guess Broly gives him a smile after, and not like a Jiren smile where it's like, I can't wait, or like a malicious kind of smile. This is like a genuine kind of happy, you put me on a certain path kind of smile. And that's cool. That's really, really cool. It's just so impressive when you look at who Broly was and what Toriyama did to, turn him into this character that's now full of so many mysteries that the audience just can't wait to have answered. And it's kind of annoying in a sense, too, because we know it's not going to answer everything in this movie. We know there's going to be more to come. So obviously there's just too many mysteries wrapped in this one story to be answered in just an hour and 40 minutes. And one thing this movie really seems to be trying to do is tie up loose ends while at the same time open new doors for the future. And one scene that was kind of teased at in the last trailer that really exemplifies what I mean is where we almost see Whis and Broly fighting. So what actually happens in the movie is Broly is fucking up Frieza until Gogeta arrives and saves him from the brink of death. And this is where Whis goes in as kind of a distraction, and Broly goes to attack Whis. But he can't manage to land a single blow, and it doesn't even really look like Whis is breaking a sweat trying to dodge him. Just try to wrap your head around that for a second. Regardless of how strong Broly is, Gogeta, Jiren, Master Ultra Instinct Goku, this brief couple of seconds shows us that the Angels are still on a completely different level, and it really begs the question as to how strong someone like Goku can get, and whether or not he can achieve this level being only immortal. Well, we know that Goku is already stronger than basically every Kai, and maybe even some Gods of Destruction, but it's pretty fair to say that basically everyone in this Dragon Ball universe is a weakling when you compare them to any of the Angels. And this idea has already been talked about a lot, but it's actually a really cool idea in terms of an endgame for Goku's character. And not that I could see Goku really wanting to be an angel, but it would definitely make sense for Goku's story to end with him just having complete mastery of Ultra Instinct. And I'm not talking about mastered Ultra Instinct for the tournament, but more so this just constant state of being that we basically see Whis in all the time. But on the other hand, we can't forget that there's still these other mortals that rival or even surpass Goku's power. And it's so cool to think that there's all these top tier guys now who aren't necessarily evil per se. And I think it actually brings a lot more attention than most people think, because now you have all these super strong guys hanging around that you really just can't turn away from completely. So it's pretty clear that by the end of the movie, Goku has found a new limit that he wants to overcome. And this was touched on in one of the opening scenes way back in the first trailer that was released. The Tournament of Power opened his eyes. He's fired up, as Sean Jim will put it. He may have technically ended up getting the win against Jiren, but this, like most fights, only show Goku that he has so much room to grow. And in this movie, the only way to defeat Broly is by fusing into Gogeta. And now we know that both Goku and Vegeta hate fusing. And chances are they really wouldn't do it if the lives of their loved ones weren't truly in danger. But this fight clearly ends up coming down to kill or be killed, until Chele uses the Dragon Balls to transport Broly back to planet Vampa before Gogeta could finish the job. Now that the essential conflict is basically concluded, one can only imagine how badly Goku wants to train. The events of this movie have likely set a new standard for Goku, and even after all he's accomplished, there are still limits for him to break. And on top of that, I think some of the biggest questions this movie actually draws is when we're going to see Ultra Instinct next, as well as would Ultra Instinct have actually made a difference in the fight versus Broly. So if you're a Dragon Ball fan, don't be too upset that some of the stories before this one were never completely wrapped up, because it seems like everything's going to be addressed in some sort of roundabout way. But beyond this movie, the manga is continuing with the Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc, and it's already started in the manga, and so there's just so much stuff going on right now with Dragon Ball, so do not worry. But yeah, I'm hyped to get into that. I'm real hyped up for this movie, and basically anything that could come in the future, because it seems like with modern Dragon Ball, we never really know what's going to happen. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video, and as I said before, go see this movie in theaters. This really is not something you guys want to miss. But anyways, thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys later.